Cambodia, Laos, and Myanmar. Anyone who has traveled here knows how incredibly kind and quick to smile the people are.
But today, something shocking is happening. These three nations are witnessing the fastest industrialization of crime in the world.
Human trafficking, online scams, and illegal casinos.
International organizations estimate that the shadow economy in these countries now accounts for nearly half of their total GDP. Crime hasn't just entered these countries, it has occupied them.
But this didn't start with guns or violence. It started with poverty.
In a land where jobs are scarce, systems are corrupt, and the state's reach is limited, outside capital has moved in. This force, in collusion with those in power, is ruining entire nations.
Today, we look for the roots of this. How did poverty turn into a criminal empire? Right now, industrial crime zones are spreading. From the outside, they look like luxury resorts or casinos.
But inside, thousands of people are held captive, forced to conduct online scams and voice phishing.
The epicenter. Illegal hubs are concentrated in border cities like Sihanoukville and Poipet.
The Golden Triangle Special Economic Zone, bordering China and Myanmar.
Primarily the Wa State and Karen State regions. The scale is staggering. The online scam industry here is worth roughly $43 billion annually. That's over 40% of their combined official GDP. In Cambodia alone, nearly half the economy is estimated to come from criminal industries.
These organizations send millions of scam messages globally every day.
These countries have become two nations in one, where the legal and illegal economies live side by side.
Why did it get this way? It's not just loose enforcement. The roots are buried in corruption and state failure.
These countries rank near the bottom of the world in transparency, around 162nd place. From the police to customs, nothing moves without a bribe.
The truth is, enforcement is impossible because the authorities are often the accomplices.
When COVID-19 shut down tourism, these casinos needed a new way to make money. They pivoted to online scams and crypto crime.
The infrastructure was already there. The servers, the money laundering networks, and the buildings.
With the internet and cryptocurrency, borders became meaningless. No need to smuggle drugs or guns. All you need is a laptop and a smartphone to rob the world.
To understand the poverty, we must look at history. All three nations spent the 20th century in brutal conflict.
The Khmer Rouge genocide didn't just kill people, it destroyed the state's foundation.
Land records were burned, meaning people can't use property as collateral for loans to start businesses today.
The most bombed country per capita in history. Unexploded ordnance still litters the ground, making industrial development incredibly expensive and dangerous.
A civil war that effectively hasn't stopped since independence. Since the 2021 coup, the state is near total paralysis. Contrast this with Vietnam or Thailand. Vietnam's war ended with a clear victor, allowing the government to rebuild and open the economy in the 80s.
Thailand, despite frequent coups, remains stable and open to foreign investment. Cambodia, Laos, and Myanmar never got that chance for a clean restart. Geography is also working against them. See, Laos is landlocked.
Cambodia's coast is short and shallow.
Myanmar's interior is separated from the sea by rugged mountains.
Unlike the great rivers of Europe or China, the Mekong is difficult to navigate, too shallow in some places, too narrow and mountainous in others.
In Cambodia, the Khmer Rouge targeted the educated. A whole generation of teachers and thinkers was lost. You cannot build a modern economy without a foundation of education. The poverty in these three nations isn't caused by one single factor.
It's a complex web of war, geography, and systemic failure.
But let's be the people didn't build this criminal empire. They are the ones occupied by it. They are the ones abandoned by their states. Poverty itself is not a crime, but neglected poverty eventually breeds it. The responsibility lies not with the citizens, but with the state.
It is a tragedy that these lands of smiles are now global symbols of state failure. But who are the victims? It's not just the people scammed online. It's the tens of thousands trapped within these compounds, lured by false promises of high-paying tech jobs. They arrive only to have their passports seized, their freedom stolen.
Forced to work 12 to 18 hours a day, they face beatings, torture, and starvation if they fail to meet daily scam quotas. Escape attempts are met with brutal force, making these zones true modern-day digital prisons.
And these victims aren't just local. They come from across China, Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, and even further afield. It's an intricate web of cross-border human trafficking designed to fuel a global scam industry. The scams themselves target millions worldwide, from lonely retirees in America to young professionals in Europe. Cryptocurrency, romance scams, investment fraud, the methods evolve, but the goal is always the exploit trust for profit.
International law enforcement faces immense challenges. Jurisdictional nightmares, state complicity, and the sheer scale of operations make rescue missions rare and prosecutions even rarer.
This isn't just a regional problem. It's a global blight that erodes trust in digital systems and empowers transnational criminal organizations. The ripple effect of these crime hubs extends far beyond their physical borders.
This industrial-scale crime isn't confined to these borders. Its tentacles reach every corner of the globe, preying on unsuspecting individuals, often from developed nations. Millions worldwide are targeted daily through sophisticated online schemes. Fake investment opportunities, bogus job offers, and elaborate romance scams are meticulously crafted to exploit trust.
The anonymity of cryptocurrency and the cross-border nature of the internet make these operations incredibly difficult to trace and prosecute. By the time authorities react, the money has vanished and the scam has moved on. This isn't just about stolen money. On one side, thousands are held captive, forced to perpetuate these crimes. On the other, countless victims face financial ruin, emotional devastation, and shattered trust.
International efforts to dismantle these crime hubs face immense challenges. Local sovereignty, entrenched corruption, and the sheer scale of these operations often create an impenetrable barrier to effective intervention.
Without a concerted global effort to address both the root causes of poverty and the sophisticated criminal infrastructure, this tragic cycle will continue to ensnare more lives.
The story of Cambodia, Laos, and Myanmar is a stark reminder. What began as widespread poverty, exacerbated by war and systemic corruption, has metastasized into an industrial-scale criminal enterprise.
Hundreds of thousands are held captive, forcing countless victims worldwide into financial ruin. These are not isolated incidents. They are an organized assault on humanity, operating with impunity.
The very nations once known for their beautiful landscapes and the incredible kindness of their people are now synonymous with a new kind of darkness.
This tragedy demands our attention. We must shine a light on these shadow economies, understand their origins, and expose the complicity that allows them to thrive.
Support for international efforts to rescue victims, disrupt these networks, and hold corrupt officials accountable is crucial. Our collective voice can pressure governments and international bodies to act decisively.
The future of these lands of smiles depends on it. We cannot let poverty and corruption continue to be fertile ground for crime to consume entire nations.